Do you feel stuck because every time you see a higher rated player, you just freeze and feel like attacking a giant with a wooden sword? Let me show you how to dominate a 1700 and how mortal they are. Stick until the end because I'll give you some extra tips. Previous video we saw how I converted an endgame very well. And I just wanted to show you my opponent actually closed his account. I will take full credit for that. I do not care. All me. So I converted an endgame very well, and I want to tackle the misbelief of I'm up a pawn, so I'm totally winning. Yes, but you should play it as if it was still a draw. Because you're up a pawn, good for you, but the pawn isn't felt, is it? Like, you're not actually putting massive pressure because of the pawn, are you? You should actually tackle those positions as if it was just a draw. Because at the end of the day, it's really felt as if it was a draw. Do I have to be careful? Should I play something like this? The annoying thing is I will play it like a semi-Slav, allow this, and then block this path, but your knight actually sees this. And if I go here, you go there, I have to defend this, you can attack my pawn. I don't know, but it looks unnecessary complicated. I could play this just stopping you from going there. But if you play queen here, I cannot defend both. So I think I have to stop this. I think that's an actual threat, annoyingly enough. So you should play those positions as if it was a draw because your extra pawn isn't felt in the pressure and they can still just attack you except if you push the pawn and he has to allocate a piece to stop it. That's the very practical tip, and if you like tips like that, subscribe. So I should think about, first of all, if I want to move my bishop out, he will probably play queen here, and this is quite difficult to defend. So I could stop it with queen here first, attacking this, and maybe threatening to go there with my bishop. Or I just play it as a normal semi-Slav. I think I like just playing it like a normal semi-Slav more. I don't know, maybe there are lines where it's better if I play it in more of a Slav way, but I don't care. Let's play it like a semi-Slav. That does not pose a threat. And usually this is my next move, but that looks a tiny little bit tricky. Yeah, so let's just trade this. Usually this is not how you play semi-Slav, but I am getting overrun by his pieces, which is not usually what happens. You cannot sag because of my knights. You can try to do that. So if I take, I get fort. Sick. If I go here, you defend, I can pin, you can unpin, I can pin you even more. That looks nice. And yeah, this is not actually defended, so I have to be careful of this, and I calculated all of those for sure. So no worries. So now I'm attacking this, and it's very easy to mess up. And by the way, your knight is not defended. In these type of lines, after this, you can play your rook there. And it's actually quite bad, but you do not have that piece there, so... do I need this knight? Not really. I could just go here, go behind... Go after the bishop. Yeah, that looks nice. I could take, and move my knight. I don't know. I mean, let's see first. He can preserve his bishop. By the way, I think this is the best move because you can push and infiltrate, but I mean, you could also just attack. Then after takes and takes, I have takes, rook here. This is not hanging anymore. That's maybe a bit annoying. Take, take. I have no clue what that does. So if I take and you take, I can take this if I want. The point is if I defend your knight, you can take, take, and take, which is a problem. So I have to take this first, and if you take this, I can just take a pawn. Yeah, so you take there first. And now I can just move. Now you don't really have a threat. I do have to be careful. If I go here and you go there, I am almost trapped. Because I don't want to go here, obviously. So maybe I should... But then I'm pinning myself. What if I attack you after? What if I do this? You attack me, I attack you back. So that you have to give me one of those. So after take, 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 I do lose a pawn. And I open up your rook. If I go here, take, take, and I don't know, that looks better than trapping my knight. So I'm damaging my structure a little bit, but I'm getting a lot of activity for it. And if I get a pawn on e4, his knight on d3 has to move. And he has to be careful not to trap his other bishop. He cannot go to f4, for example. And wow, I didn't expect that. So I can take, take. I mean, that looks boring. I can take, take, damage your structure, but open up your rook. Pawn break in the center, take, take, and take, and I'm screwed. I think I want to take your bishop, even though I'm opening up your rook. Does this have any instant benefit? Like, let's say take, take, I pawn break, you take, I get check, you can block. And now I don't have pressure on this. I could put a rook here, maybe. You didn't have a threat, right? Not yet. So let's put a rook here so I can pawn break. I do need the pawn break in the center, so I have... Yep, he just gave me a fork. And that, children, is why you don't play this time control and then don't use your time at all. So, by the way, I said children, but I'm quite sure my average view age is like between 30 and 40, I think. Just hilarious. I mean, not in a bad way, it's just didn't expect to attract that age. Did I mess up? I can just go here. And how do you defend both knights? This doesn't work. I'm also threatening that if this moves. Yeah, I think this is just a fork. I mean, it's close, but I'm defending. So now this is hanging and this is hanging. Good luck, because I control this and I control that. And you cannot defend this. You could give it away with a check, but that doesn't actually accomplish anything, so takes is maybe a try. But I can take, and if you take, I can take, so shouldn't work. Yeah, so I can now just take this. Is there a threat? If you go there, I don't care. You can take, take. I will take your queen first. You don't have a check. So, I mean, if you want to trade queens, be my guest. I can maybe try to lure him into, I attack. Imagine you take, I go here, and oh no, I blunder this fork, but now I can infiltrate with a check. Oh, but you have bishop blocks after. Oh, that's quite annoying, and then still my queen and bishop are hanging. Okay, that's quite annoying. If he didn't, oh. Okay, that was quite an easy game. Well, let's see how I made it this easy. I think I was losing for a while. That did not feel like a comfortable semi-Slav. So takes, you push, I develop, you go there. Okay, apparently this is unnecessary, because after this we can just pawn break in the center. After takes, we can jump in. This does not look fine at all. What if you do this? How am I winning this badly? I can just set up all tactics possible. That's insane. So why? I don't understand. Do I have threats on these? Oh, is my threat to take? Open up your cool. No, because you can take. What is my threat? What if you do this? I take. Take. This is hanging. Cool. So take. Check. Check, and that's why your knight was here. Okay. Valid. So I can just sack the full house. I should learn this line. So this is basically Jabava London. And I can do this and just be completely winning. Even sacrifice with this. Because of takes, check, you have to block, takes. Oh, this reminds me of a Queen's Gambit line. There's a Queen's Gambit line where you do exactly the same thing. Where is it? Like here, here. And then if you do something stupid, you can... What was it? There was a line where you just sack your queen because you have this check. No, it's... Is it takes? No, it doesn't work. There is a line with this spin and that you attack. How come I don't remember? There's something with this is pinned, so it looks like you can take this. Takes, but this has to be pinned, so this has to be there. How do I attack this further without moving? So maybe I have to no. I don't remember. There's like a line in the Queen's Gambit that looks like this, where you can practically just sack your queen in the same fashion. So I have to remember, here, break open the center. If you take, I can just move and I can even just sack my queen. To check, you have to block, take with a check, retreat. You have to retreat as well. And now I'm up a piece and I can take, take, and castle. And I mean, I just have an extra bishop. I do have a weak pawn, but who cares? I have an extra piece. Yeah, I have to remember this line. So I was scared of nothing, just shadow fighting ghosts. That was nice, that was nice. Castling is fine, that is fine. The development could be better. This is a... what the hell? This is totally fine because my center is so strong. I can just break open the whole center and avalanche you. You cannot actually exploit the weakness of my king. That's cool. Fair enough. So I am not a fan of opening up my king for nothing. And did I have a bishop trap? Take, you have to go there. Not really a trap, but... oh, this is a pin, I didn't see. Take, pin you again. Attack, sack. To take with a check. And if you block... ooh, that's disgusting. So what if you do not block, but instead just move anywhere else? That's made clinical. And if you move anywhere here, I can take the rook. Wow, that's crazy. I just sack a piece. That's incredible. So, I didn't see that. How do you spot this? Like, I can force you back so that I can use your bishop as a hook so that I can break open everything. Run into this, take, and now this will be a pin if I move this, and that's a pin, and yeah, that's clinical. This is a blunder because he can forcefully trade. What the hell is this? Oh, I can take with a check. That's cool. Oh, so I just give up a piece with a check. So I can take this with a check. And only after I will do anything about this. And now I'm up a pawn, but a very strong pawn. What the... oh, you cannot take because of check, and then I take your rook. That's tricky. That is tricky. That's another cool sample line. I had a lot of cool lines here. So, I mean, I didn't see, but I had one good try. He just blunders a fork. I take, I break open the center, and I get a fork. This is clinical. How long was the recording for? Not too long. I cannot see. That's annoying, but... yeah, so I mean, how did I win? Put my queen actively, put my bishop actively, infiltrated with my knights, and my bishop was quite dead, but I wanted to use my rook to make a pawn break, which opens up my rook and my bishop. And this is the power of the semi-Slav. Like, this looks like a crappy piece, this looks okay, this looks fine, this looks fine, queen looks okay, rooks look dead. All of a sudden you coordinate your pieces in such fashion that you can get in this one pawn break. All of a sudden the rooks explode in the center, this bishop can unleash, this will probably trade for the pawn to break open, and because everything is opened up but still kind of closed, your knights can just jump in, and this is... the semi-Slav looks like such a passive opening, and then you get e5 and your opponent won't know what is happening. And that's exactly what you saw. This looks like such a passive position. All of a sudden he's defending, all of a sudden I'm infiltrating, I'm trading pieces like I want, I'm infiltrating with the knight, I'm preparing a pawn break, he just blunders, but it didn't matter. I get my pawn break, even I blunder a pawn and I just have a fork instantly, and now let's say take, you cannot really take. So now this bishop is incredible. This bishop is quite strong, and my rooks will be very strong. And now I have so much activity going. I think the engine wants to rotate like this. Check. We've got block, which is quite annoying, but take. And now I can take. This is beautiful. So this pawn is overloaded. I can take. If you take my bishop, I can take. Because this pawn is overloaded. That's an overload tactic. So if one piece is doing two duties, you can look for, can I force you to do one duty? And therefore you are not actually capable to do your other duty. And this pawn had two duties. Yeah, I can force this pawn to do one duty, and therefore he will not be able to do his other duty. And now my rook come alive. And see how beautiful this is all of a sudden? Like, this knight is dead. Like, dead. Like, you go here, I can just take with a check, and now you have to be careful not to get a ladder maiden, and I will instantly have an extra rook. Because I just have so much more activity, because I just made the pawn breaks correctly. So I hope I learned you something about infiltrating and about how the semi-slav works and pawn breaks in the center. If you learned something, subscribe for sure, and I will see you in the next one.